नमस्कार ladies and gentlemen and my dear young friends. International Yoga Day में आपका स्वागत है. आज 21 जून 2020. We're all here together and in the middle of COVID with everything going around. I want to present to you Miss Nikki Dhillon. Nikki here has been a teacher at the Harold Brathwaite School in Brampton for the last 18 years. She's a science teacher and has always been someone who has talked about how mind and body affect your soul. Positive mindset, positive body set always affect positive results. She has preached that along with her biology that she teaches and has been a big inspiration for many students over the years. We talked to some of her students, current and past, and they will tell you how Ms. Dhillon has really impacted their lives positively. Nikki, before I get to you, I want to show you what, we talk about all the stuff that you do. Let's have a look at a video and I'll come back to you and we'll have a good conversation about it.
Hello, namaste. I just wanted to say that I'm so excited to be a part of Yoga Day with children. And we're going to watch the video and we will be right back for some conversation.
Welcome to Children's Yoga. I want to take a moment and introduce myself. My name is Nikki Dhillon. I'm here to guide your practice today. We're going to start with child's pose and we're going to end with happy baby. Take the practice as a way to connect with your mind and your body. Take the practice to connect with the elements. If there are poses that seem difficult, know that we're going to be in discomfort for a very short while. And if it's painful, then you come out of the pose and find happy baby or child's pose. Alright, we're going to start by bringing your palm onto the mat and your knees mat width apart. Bring your toes together and push your body away from your palms and rest your head onto the mat and completely surrender. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. You're in your child's pose. I'm going to guide you through this practice. Take a moment to acknowledge the earth underneath your knees, underneath your shins, underneath your toes. Take a moment to acknowledge the air that touches your skin. Take a moment to acknowledge the water that's inside your body and that surrounds your body. Take a moment to acknowledge the fire, the warmth of your skin, the warmth of your forehead onto the mat. Take a moment to acknowledge the space that's inside you and surrounds you. Slowly lift your head and come into seated. Come into tabletop. Your palms are directly underneath your shoulders. Spread your palms. Your knees are directly underneath your hips. And your toes are curled under. And we're going to move through cat and cow to gently warm up your body. Push your torso away from the earth. Curl inwards as you exhale. Your chin to your chest, your spine curled.
belly pushed against the spine. And as you inhale, lift your head up. Belly down, hips back up again. Exhale into a cat. Inhale into a cow. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more, just like that. Bring your awareness to your breath. Slowly come into on top of your heels. Your toes are curled under. And we're going to bring your palms to the sky. Bring your palms to your heart center. Bring your palms back up again. Bring your gaze to your hands. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. We're going to pull to the right side. Deep inhale into that stretch you feel on the left side of your body. Exhale, come back to center. And then grab the opposite wrist with your left hand and lean over to the left side. And if you like, you can bring your gaze to your palms, to your hands. Come back to center. And relax. Release any tension that you feel in your ankles and your wrists. And we're going to come into your first downward facing dog. Lift your knees off the mat. And you're going to try to bring your heels as close to the earth as possible. Your hips are towards the sky. Your head is in between your arms. And inhale. Slight constriction in the back of your throat as you inhale, exhale, making that sound. We're going to walk to the top of the mat. We're going to go through half sun salutations. Bring your hands onto your shin, plant back, look up. Exhale, fold forward. You can keep your hands onto the mat if you like. Inhale, big breath and reach for the sky. Exhale, hands heart to heart center. Inhale, reach for the sky. Slight bend in your back and fold all the way to the earth. Halfway lift again. Fold forward. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach for the sky, a slight bend in your back. Exhale, all the way to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift again. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, bring all that energy to your heart. Inhale, reach for the sky again, slight bend in your back. This time we're going to swan dive, leading with your heart all the way to the mat. Relax and swing gently side to side. Slowly, very slowly, come back into standing.
through 5 warrior poses, Veerbhadra. We're going to start at the top of the mat. You're going to lift your left leg and bring it to the back of your mat. And your left foot is at a 45-degree angle. Your right foot is directly underneath your knee. And you can decide how much stretch you would like by shifting, adjusting this angle that is at 45 degrees. And your palms up towards the sky. You can bring your gaze up to your hands, or you can just keep your gaze in front of you. Go with what's in your practice today. And keeping your attention to your breath. Bring your palms to interlace behind your hips and open your chest to the sky. Inhale right here. Exhale, bend forward and come into humble warrior. Relax your hands onto the mat. Come back on your left toes. Push with your leg. Come to the top of the mat and relax your neck. Relax your upper body. Slowly come back into standing. And this time we're going to step with your right foot to the back of the mat. And once again, bring that right foot at a 45-degree angle and your left foot knee directly over your ankle and come into warrior one. Bring your palms to interlace behind your hips. Open your chest to the sky. Receive all that energy and bring it to that stretch you feel behind your right leg. Inhale right here. Exhale and lean forward. Come into humble warrior. Slowly release your arms, your palms onto the mat. Come onto your right toe. Push with your right foot and come into forward fold and relax. Slowly come back into standing. We're going to come into warrior two. Step with your left foot to the back of the mat. This time we're going to bring your left foot parallel to the back of the mat and find the widest stance that you can find, and your right knee is directly over your right foot, over your right ankle, and bring your arms parallel to the mat. This is your practice. You can just hang out here, or you can go into a deeper stretch by extending your arms and leaning more into the warrior two. Go with what's in your practice today. Your gaze over your right hand. Engage your drishti. right elbow to your right knee and your left arm over your head. And smile. Come back into Warrior Two. Drop your left palm onto your left thigh and come into reverse warrior. Come back into Warrior Two. And this time we're going to shift to the other side. For Warrior Two. Your left knee is bent over your left ankle, and this time your right foot is parallel to the back of your mat. Your dishti, your gaze over the middle finger of your left hand. Bring your left elbow to your left knee. Bring your right arm over your head. Come back into Warrior Two. Drop your right palm onto your right thigh and flip your left hand and come into reverse warrior. Come back into Warrior Two. Bring your hands onto your waist, and we're gonna bring your heel toe, your feet closer so that your feet are mat width apart. And you're gonna come into a froggy frog. Your palms onto the mat and bring your hips close to the mat. You can stay right here if you like, but if you like, you can bring your palms to touch. This is actually called Malasana. And you can bring a slight movement in your hips. Don't forget to breathe. Bring your hands onto the mat, and we're going to come into standing. Come to the top of your mat. We're going to hold a few balancing poses. We're going to start with the stork pose. Lift your right leg and bring it in front of you so that your thigh is parallel to the earth. And then bring your arms stretched out, standing like a stork. You can bring a micro bend in this left leg to find your balance. We're going to take a deep inhale right here. And as you exhale, we're going to come into a flying bird. Flex that right foot. Challenge yourself and see if you can move with your breath into a standing stork and a flying bird. One more inhale right here. Exhale and release. Bring your left foot in front of you. Your left thigh parallel to the mat, and come into your stork. Inhale right here. Exhale into flying bird. If you fall out of balance, that's okay, because you can come back, come back into a standing stork or a flying bird. One more inhale right here and release. We're going to hold one more balancing pose. Some people call it the locust pose, some people call it the dancer's pose, so you decide what you want to call it. Bring your left foot, grab your left foot with the inside of your left hand, and you can keep your right this time, sorry about that. Your right foot held in your right hand and your left hand at your waist just for balance. And you can stand right here if you like, but if you like, you can begin to bring that palm out and stretch like a locust. One more inhale right here. Exhale and gently release. Exact way on the other side, grabbing your left foot with your left hand and your right arm, reaching for the front of the room or front of the space, and then you can lean forward. You can bring a micro bend in this right leg to find your balance. Towards the sky and bring your hands to heart center. Once again, bring your palms to the sky, slight bend in your back, and all the way to the earth. You're going to come into seated on your mat, and we're going to bring your feet together, and we're going to flutter your knees like a butterfly. Slowly release and come on to lie on top of your mat. And we're going to bring your palms open to the sky, and we're going to gently windshield your knees to the left and the right. On your next breath, bring your feet towards the sky and use your arms to grab your feet and come into happy baby. This is supposed to make you happy. So if this is not making you happy, you can grab your shins, you can grab your knees if you like, or you can just grab the outside of your feet and come into happy baby. Acknowledge the earth and the sky and the trees and the water and all the space. Bring your feet to touch and bring those feet onto the mat like we did in butterfly. Bring your hand to your heart, left hand to your heart, your right hand to your belly, and we're going to take a few moments to relax and send gratitude to your body for coming to the mat, for sharing your practice, and bringing your awareness to your body and your mind and your breath. can stay right there, or you can come back into seated. Bring your hands to your heart center. Close your eyes and take a deep inhale. Accept my gratitude for sharing your practice with me. I bow to say namaste.
Hi, Nikki. Welcome. We saw
Thank
such
you.
a fabulous video, and it's amazing how inspirational it is. To watch you teach people, do all the different poses that you did. Talk to me about mind and yoga. You talk about mind being positive, that gives you a positive feel in life. How does yoga fall into all of this?
So as you said in my introduction, I am a biology teacher, actually. I teach science, but I specifically teach biology. So I talk a lot in my classes to the students about how our brain works in terms of processing how our body is functioning and how we feel, because it is a combination of your emotions. It's a combination of information that comes at us that our mind is constantly processing, in addition to all the changes that the body is going through. And I find that yoga meditation or moving with yoga allows you to stop some of the chatter in your mind and stop absorbing and being absorbed in other things, and actually just be present with your mind and your body, and just focus in on yourself to bring that awareness into you. So yoga, as you know, the word yoga actually means union. So I think it just brings all aspects of a person together when you're doing the asanas and you're moving through all the poses. It just allows you to bring that focus on yourself.
So as a teacher, you see many students with different issues, with different problems. How do you help them with this yoga? What's your strategy behind it? Or what's the way you learn from them and kind of give them advice?
Well, one thing I say to students is that we are all the same kind of light, right? Every single person in the class, when we are together, we all have the same abilities, the same kind of feelings, the same kind of light inside us, right? Because many times our identities gets attached with what kind of marks you get, what kind of achievements you have, or what kind of upbringing you've had. But at the end of the day, we all basically have the same kind of DNA and same kind of body structure. Our wants and needs are all the same in our heart, and we all pretty much process emotions the same way. So I remind them that it's important to be mindful, and mindfulness is a practice that is not often talked about, because we're always giving instructions on how to think, how to be, but nobody talks about taking the time to just be mindful of who you are, just looking inside, what you're feeling, how your body's feeling, what emotions you're processing, all the places where your mind is wandering. We're really, it's a scary place to be in. And it's a reminder for the students to just pause sometimes and just take a stock of where you are, how you're feeling. And often throughout the day, it's like one class after another class. You go home, there are things to do. They never get a chance to just be mindful. So I think that I try to remind them that being mindful allows you to actually just find your inner strength and inner core, and all the places where you need to balance different aspects of yourself. So students often appreciate that reminder that I am not my marks. My marks are important, but they're not who actually is a representation of who I am. So at an early age, if you get the students to think about, take a pause and think about who am I and how am I feeling at this point? or what are the thoughts going through my mind, or what are my strengths. It's important that we have these conversations, because it allows you to be, when you're mindful, you can actually deal with difficult emotions, which we're all going to face every single day, in one form or another. But it gives them better tools to deal with them once you know who you are and how you process things or how you face the world.
So, do you think there's an age that people start yoga, or is it open?
Well, I think that I wish that I had started mindfulness practice when I was a child. I think that as young children, let's say toddlers, children are very, very mindful, because they are absorbing, and they're absorbing from their perspective. But as they get older, I think that we all, parents, society, teachers, we're all conditioned them to be a certain way, this way or that way. We have all these, and while it's important for their growth, but I also feel that they get away from who they are. They get less curious about the world. They get less curious about the nature. Nobody stops to look at the sky or the water or the stars. So I think that if we allowed children to be just children and remind them to be present with themselves, with people around them, and with the nature, I think that can start at any point in our life and should continue. And with teenagers, like I work with teenagers, so it's interesting how when they bring their attention, and there's a bit of a wow factor in how beautiful the nature is, and what a gift life is. But it's almost like they need a reminder to get there. Because they're all caught up with who is doing what, and the peer pressure, and the parents' pressure, and the teachers' pressure, all of that, right? So we just stop enjoying the spring and the seasons, and talking about people around us or how they're feeling, or just actually being observant about that. Because really, if you remember, as a child, you were paying attention to all those things. But then when we got caught up in, we think, more important stuff, then we forget our basic self, which is a part of everything else that's around us.
Yeah. So, Nikki ji, tell me, who's been your greatest inspiration and why?
My greatest inspiration has been Sadhguru, actually. Sadhguru, because I find that he has been able to explain the importance of raising yourself to understand your inner light. I find that I was practicing yoga, like the physical aspect of yoga, but then the mindfulness part, I was feeling that it was not making that connection for me, right? So when I listened to his advice about how to sit in the quiet and look inside you, and bring some discipline around that, and how much work it is. I understand that it is a lot of work, but it can be done. So I'm on my path to find that quiet, so that I can meditate. Meditate is probably not the right word to say that, but to bring yoga, like the moving yoga, your body and your mind, which are both actually physical, to understand the spirit self of you. And
Great.
once you understand the spirit self of yourself, you can also see the same light in everything and every living thing around you.
Great.
So I really listen to a lot of his lectures, and I find that he's very funny and makes sense of a lot of very complex topics and makes them very simple. So I like to follow him.
Great. Thank you, Nikki Ji. That's the time we have, but keep inspiring, keep loving, and keep doing what you're doing. Kids are truly, truly looking forward to role models like you. So keep doing what you're doing. Once again, thank you for being on Yoga Day. Jayant.
Thank you. Namaste.